I've been gone, but guess what? It's been a minute, y'all. But guess what? Guess what? Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Well, 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 well. Well, 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 well. As I clear my throat. Hello, everybody. It's been a minute since we sat here and had formal discussion, formal conversation. Yes, I was with you all on last Saturday. No, 2 Saturdays ago. I was with you all June 7th during Golden Valley Pride, my little excursion going up the street from my house to Golden Valley Pride. But this is the last formal conversation we had, the last formal sit-down conversation like this that we had was in March. 3 months ago. It was in March. So, with that being said, peace and blessings, peace and blessings, peace and blessings. Welcome back to another formal installment. Well, I won't say formal, but you know, this versus me walking up the street to a Pride Festival and talking to you all is different from this. So, welcome back to another installment of Your Mental Health Matters, Staying Mentally Aware. This is season 2 still. This is still season 2. This is episode 22. So I'm a little giddy about today because if you all don't know, which I think I've expressed a few episodes before, the number 2 is one of my favorite numbers next to 5 and 7. So with this being season 2 and episode 22, this is going to be a good day. This is going to be some great discussion for today. I miss you all. I am still your beautifully melanated, very educated, and also animated host by the name of DeAndre Morris Jr. Yes, this is still Your Mental Health Matters, Staying Mentally Aware. Yes, this is still season 2. Yes, this is episode 22. So in my Chuck Woolery voice from Love Connection, we'll see you in 2 and 2. Y'all will get that one. Yes, I'm aging myself. Love Connection used to be my thing. Me and my grandmother used to watch Love Connection. And I prayed for my Love Connection for so long. But that's neither here nor there. How is everybody? Yes, my t-shirt does say protect your boo because you equals you. It doesn't matter what's coming down the pipeline from the government level. You still equals you. Undetectable still equals untransmittable, whether y'all like it or not. So, I know a lot of narratives and a lot of stories are being erased and dismantled because of this new administration, but one that is not going to be dismantled, one that is not going to be erased is everything that the LGBTQ culture and lifestyle and people have fought for over the last 50 years. But we'll get to that. We will. But just know you still equals you. If you do want one of these t-shirts, please let me know. Email me. I will do my best to get you a t-shirt shipped to you. I will pay for the postage if you want it. Just send me an email. Let me know that you want a You Equals You t-shirt. I will make sure that you get one. With that being said, as you saw, I had to light my incense. I had to make sure that not only it smells very nice in here, but I'm setting a tone. I'm in my Erykah Badu bag right now. I'm setting a tone. I'm setting the atmosphere for what I want and not what the outside world wants me to be involved in. So I need to set the tone for my life. I need to set the tone for my atmosphere. I need to set the tone for my show. So I have to light my incense just to bring some fragrant, good vibes into the room. But speaking of my email, you know I can't continue going on with this episode without giving you my information to my show. You might have ran into this episode today by accident, but it wasn't no accident. You were meant to be here at this very moment. You're meant to be here and watch this episode of Your Mental Health Matters, Staying Mentally Aware. You saw Your Mental Health Matters. You stumbled across this episode, yes, but you know what your next step is? Like and subscribe. So please like and subscribe to the channel. You can find me at PHOCALPOINT 2. That is at Focal Point 2. Or you can simply type in my name, DeAndre Morris Jr., in the YouTube search bar, and I should pop up. Actually, this picture here should pop up. If you see this picture pop up on your screen when you type my information in, you're at the right place. I have a new email address. I have to continue to let you all know that. It is 7simpleletters@gmail.com. That is YMHMSMA. That stands for Your Mental Health Matters, Staying Mentally Aware @gmail.com. Please do not hesitate to send me whatever emails that you have, whatever thoughts or prayers or affirmations or private conversations or testimonies that you want to let me know about. Please email me. YMHMSMA@gmail.com. For those of you who are just now joining episode 22 and have not been brushed up on what Your Mental Health Matters culture is, or what your mental health matters experience is, I give out my email address, but I do not expect negative emails in return. I do not want hate mail. I do not accept negative energy. I do not accept negative messages. I do not accept messages of anybody telling me what I should and should not do with my show. This is not the time nor the place for that. Now look at me. You know what? Let me put my glasses on so I can let you all know I'm very serious about this. Because some people feel that after 15 episodes of season 1 and 22 episodes of season 2 that I'm playing around with this, but I'm not playing around with this. So I'm going to put my glasses on and look at this camera and let you all know I am here. Now I'm being very sentimental right now. I'm being very sincere. I am here. I am available to read your messages. If you do have any testimonials, if you do have anything you want to say to me, or if you simply want this t-shirt, ymhmsma@gmail.com is the email address. Please, I beg you, do not send nothing hateful. I'm really not in that headspace. This is a mental health broadcast, so not only do I care about my audience and my viewership's mental health, but my audience cares about mine as well. I get random messages from several of my audience members or several of my viewers asking where I've been, concerned about my well-being. We haven't seen you since March, DeAndre. It's June. What's going on? I really do have a wide support system with this Your Mental Health Matters experience. What I do not have is hatred. If I do have haters, I don't know about them. But what I'm not going to accept is hate mail and negative energy in my email. Do not take this email address and just send me whatever you want. This is 2025, and I'm saying to you all, enough is enough of the negative energy. We all are in this together. I have a lot of discussion that I have for today's episode, but I just wanted to start this episode by reminding people, because it has been since March. It is June. No negative energy. Keep the negative energy, throw that out the window. Come at me and bring me positive affirmations and positive energy just so I can keep this show going. Amen? Amen. So, with that being said, lately I have not received any messages in my email, probably because I've been gone for the last 2.5 months, almost 3 months, but it's okay. I'm back. For those of you who have been reaching out to me privately, not just email, but phone call, FaceTime, text messages, my other email address, my other personal email address, thank you. I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. With me doing everything I can to keep my composure, I really thank the people who support me and my red hair. I really thank and want to give kudos to the people who support me and the U equals U movement, and the LGBTQ movement, and the HIV movement, and the and STD awareness movement. Anything that has to do with the LGBTQ plus community, thank you. If you're still supporting, not just because it's Pride Month, but because you support the LGBTQ counterparts and you are really an ally, thank you. For those of you who support me and have been patient and understanding with me in this show and me and my life, thank you. I really, really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Words cannot express how deeply gracious I am to be supported by such remarkable people. So, thank you so much. I want to move on. Yes, it is Pride Month. Happy Pride Month. And also Happy Black Music Month. It is also Black Music Month, which is the reason for the opening song. Every song that I open with this month will be Black artists. Yes, there was a mashup between Beyonce and Crystal Waters. You heard it. 2 Black artists. It is Black Music Month. I don't know why I'm doing this with my hands. I'm not a serpent, I promise you. But yeah, thank you. I can't say thank you enough. So, but if you really want to show your gratitude, like and subscribe to my channel. Type in DeAndre Morris Jr. in the YouTube search bar. This picture should come up. Email me at ymhmsma@gmail.com. I do respond. So please, let's keep this Your Mental Health Matters Staying Mentally Aware movement and experience going. Let's not give up on the movement that has been propelling me to the future. I'm looking over at the smoke. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm engulfed by my Erykah Badu moment. You know, my little incense is lit. But see, I got a fan on, and it's turn the fan on. I needed that fan. But it moved. I need to direct it towards me. Put that on me. I need this fan. Hold on. Let me make sure my fan is adjusted well. Okay. Moving forward, because I do appreciate your existence wholeheartedly, all of my viewership, all of my audience, everybody who's been following me since 2019 up until today, I really am thankful for you. I really am. My gay self sitting here with a little talk show. It's not much, but it is beneficial, and a lot of people have been moved by it. So I really don't want to cancel my broadcast. My message is conveyed differently from other messages that other people do on YouTube, and that's the beauty of my show. I'm unique, and I'm comfortable with who I am and who I project myself to be. So, thank you. I'm getting back to the Black business of the week. Now, it's time for us to really pay close attention to our Black businesses, particularly within this administration. And we're not at the wellness check segment yet, but once we get there, I have a lot to say. But I want to stay on task with every segment of this show, so I won't go over. But I'm going back to my Black business of the week. It's time for us to start supporting Black-owned businesses more. Now, I understand everybody, non-Black people included, were supporting Black-owned businesses during the COVID era in 2020, 2021. But now that it's 2025 and y'all president is in the White House again, you all feel like Black businesses don't exist anymore. Your president is dismantling a lot of Black-owned experiences, a lot of Black community and Black culture. He's dismantling it. So being as though that it's coming from, and this, I had to catch myself because I almost said something. This country is two things. Crisis built, because this country only moves on crisis. They don't prepare nothing ahead of time. They just move in crisis mode. And it's very top heavy. It's very top down heavy. Whatever the president is doing at the top in the White House, that's whatever this country is going to do. So if the president is in the White House dismantling LGBTQ culture, Black culture, Latino culture, people are being deported to Venezuela, children are being ripped from their homes and being deported. He's doing so much cringing, chaotic stuff. I cannot believe that this country is following after his lead. So because he's dismantling Black community and Black-owned businesses, you all don't support Black-owned businesses. So I said all of that to say, let's get back to supporting Black-owned businesses. I'm going to insert the Black business of the week, well, the Black-owned business of the week segment back into my show every week, because I think a lot of you have forgotten about how integral and how important Black people are to the country, how important and how imperative people of color were and are and still is to the building and the foundation of this country. I'm going to have to remind you, again, going back to my opening song, this is a reminder. that black-owned businesses still exist. They have not been demolished just because of this administration. So black-owned businesses, let's for real support. Let's give real support to black-owned businesses, if you will. And the black-owned business of the week, I don't know if I've highlighted this business before, but I've worked very closely with the owners and operators of this business here in this city. So they do very great work, not only for the community, but for themselves and for the culture. So with that being said, the black-owned business of the week goes to none other than B&M Entertainment. I had to find your logo. I know you were probably watching this. Kudos to Bobby and Milton, which that's what B&M stands for, Bobby and Milton's Entertainment. Kudos to both of you. I know you're going to both eventually see this episode, maybe some way down the road, which is the beauty of YouTube. I record an episode. You don't necessarily have to be available when I go live, because this episode will be available the next day. So Bobby and Milton, I want to give you both kudos and give you your flowers for the things that you both have been doing. Well, you all, because you both, and then your son. So it's three of you. I'm going to include all three of you in this segment. You all have been doing some amazing work in this community. You all have really showed a very lily white state like Minnesota what black culture is all about. Everything that you all have done has been black led. It has been, the narrative includes black or brown people. You don't erase black and brown people out of the narrative. So I really want to give kudos to both Bobby and Milton of B&M Entertainment and your son for just doing remarkable work in this state of Minnesota and showing how black culture and how black communities should really be and how black communities should really stand for each other. So, yes, my black-owned business of the week is B&M Entertainment. They've been in business for quite some time. I know them. I love them dearly. They stay literally 10 minutes away from me. They're not too far from me. I don't mind breaking bread with both Bobby and Milton because they're both black and gay and married, and they understand black culture. They understand black gay culture. They understand what it means to be black and gay in 2025. So I don't mind breaking bread with people who share that same sentiment. I don't mind breaking bread with people who reciprocates and don't just want to sit with me just because of my skin complexion. You want to sit with me because of who I am and what I project myself to be and what I stand for in this community. So that's why I appreciate you. You're just not using me as a number or a seat filler. It's like, oh, well, I'll invite DeAndre because I know he's going to come and fill a seat. No. These two people really care about my well-being, so I really care about theirs and everything that they've been doing for this community. So, black-owned business. A live clap is better than a clap track. Maybe I should find me a little clapping track. Like I could play a woo in the background or something. I love everything live and in living color. So that's why I don't use like laugh tracks and clapping tracks, and I do everything myself. If I need to pop a fan, I know how to do that. I don't need where them fans at. I'm asking you where them fans at. I got 3 fans over here, by the way. Because I'm over here like an old lady going through menopause. And then you know I stay on the top floor in my building, and you know heat rises. And it's June. So, a lot of mental stuff going on, but I'm here. I'm here to host my show. I know it's probably going to be much worse when it comes to lighting on the set, because I'm looking forward to my set and my audience, but them lights, ooh, Lord. I'll talk to the production team about the lighting on a set, because I can't be burning up and getting a tan from stage lights. Even though I do look tan right now, don't I? I do look a little dark on this episode. And I was trying to use the lights outside because the natural light is what I love more. So I love to use the natural light that's coming in from outside shining on this melanated skin. So yeah, I'm still on B&M Entertainment, but you know how I like to move and shake with this episode, or with any episode, with any dialogue. I'm always all over the place, but it always zeroes back into one thing, one main undertone, and that's mental health. So again, I appreciate my audience for following me and being here with me in this moment. So a few things, back to B&M Entertainment, because I love getting sidetracked. A few things that they have coming up. This is Juneteenth. Now, I wanted to do an episode on Juneteenth, but I was like, no, I could do one the day before and still talk about Juneteenth. But then I'm also going to get back to my regular scheduled programming on Saturday. So I'll delve more into the history and the importance of Juneteenth. But right now, since we're talking about B&M Entertainment, Freedom Day, aka Juneteenth, because Juneteenth is called Freedom Day. I'll get into that on Saturday. But he is hosting a Juneteenth cookout / kickball game on Saturday, June 21st at Manor Park. These announcements from B&M Entertainment are for people who live in the Twin Cities area who are paying attention. So this Saturday, June 21st, not only will be my next episode, my Juneteenth episode, but it is also a Juneteenth Freedom Day cookout that will be happening at Manor Park at 3129 Abbott Avenue North, Minneapolis, Minnesota 55422. B&M Entertainment is asking for you to bring your chairs and your grills. Bring your chairs, your fold-out lawn chairs, and your grills. I will be bringing one of the two. I don't think I can. I'm not bringing the grill, but I will be bringing my chair and my fan and my umbrella, because here it's supposed to be a high of 94 on Saturday with a higher heat index level. So I'm going to be prepared. You think I'm dark right now? Wait until I go to that park and you see me on the next episode after that park. I'm probably going to be the same color as charcoal. But I love being outside. You all know summertime is my favorite season. You all knew that since last year. So, yes. Manor Park off Abbott Avenue North in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Bring your chairs and your grills and let's chill is what they're asking for. So if you want any information, if you're tuning in today and you want more information about that, just simply send me a message, drop me a line. I'll give you more details. This is the flyer that was created, which is a very nice flyer, by the way. Very Juneteenth-ish. I really love that. Yes. Kudos to B&M Entertainment, because I will be out at the park on Saturday after the episode. He is also hosting the Queen's Drag Review is his new lineup of drag queens. And the Queen's Drag Review is hosting a brunch during Pride weekend. Yes, we do still have Pride coming up. Even though Pride Month has been, we still have Pride celebrations and Pride celebratory things coming up. So, June 28th, Saturday, June 28th, doors open at 10:30 a.m. Showtime is at 11 a.m. The tickets are sold on Eventbrite. B&M Entertainment and the MN Village, along with other sponsors, will be sponsoring this magnanimous show. I'll try to go to it because it's Pride weekend, and I'm looking for some things to do on Pride weekend anyway. So, yes, I believe I might go to the Fierce and Fabulous Twin Cities Pride Weekend Queens Drag Review Brunch. So he has an award-winning DJ, which is DJ Dime. Kudos to DJ Dime. I'm going to add a hashtag for you. It is a drag show and it's food. So yes, it is the Queens Review, the Queens Drag Review Brunch taking place during Twin Cities Pride Weekend on Saturday, June 28th. Doors open at 10:30 a.m. The show starts at 11 a.m. Brunch will be served. So please get your tickets on eventbrite.com. Again, if you need further details about this event, please email me or drop me a line. I will give you further detail. And the last event that I wanted to promote for B&M Entertainment is a kickball tournament. Now, during the Juneteenth Freedom Day cookout at the park this coming Saturday, there will be multiple things. There will be multiple experiences going on. The Black Experience will be going on Saturday. From our boots being on the ground to double dutch ropes to tug of war to you name it. So, and we'll probably play kickball on Saturday. But on July 5th, 2025, from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. at Lakeview Terrace Park, also in Robbinsdale, 3769 Crystal Lake Boulevard, Robbinsdale, Minnesota, 55442. There is a It Takes a Village MN.org kickball tournament. So there's a kickball game this Saturday, but this is a tournament. So you know, game, tournament, game. You know, they're two in the same, two different things. The tournament, there is a registration fee of $50 per team. All proceeds will go towards their mission, the It Takes a Village and B&M Entertainment mission, $50 per team. Now, I know some leagues that charge way more to register your team than $50. So $50 is really not much to register a kickball team for a kickball tournament. So July 5th, 2025, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. at Lakeview Terrace Park, they will be having a kickball tournament. Again, if you want more information, a little more detail about this event, please email me, ymhmsma@gmail.com, or just drop me a line. If you want to know about all three events, I have details more than just what this flyer provides. Please send me a line if you're interested in wanting to attend one of these events. I will let you in on the details because I support. And just like I just said, it takes a village. It does. It takes a village to stay mentally aware. If the second part of my show title is staying mentally aware, the only way you're going to be aware is if I let you know about it. So that's the whole purpose of me and my red hair letting you in on the awareness of things that are going on around the Twin Cities. A little bit about the mission of It Takes a Village, which is a subsidiary of B&M Entertainment, and then I'll move on. It Takes a Village Minneapolis is a nonprofit 501c3 that exists to elevate the educational, entrepreneurship, and emotional success of families and youth living in the Twin Cities. So they are on a mission, baby, and the mission is growing. I give kudos to the mission and to the people who are behind the mission, because when they say this is what they do, this is what they really do. I'm a witness. I'm a living witness to what astounding work is being done in this community, at least over the last 9 years. So, yes, please drop me a line if you want to know any further details about the Freedom Day Juneteenth cookout this Saturday, the Queens Review, the Queens Drag Review brunch on June 28th, or the kickball tournament on July 5th. Please let me know if you want any more details. Okay, I've held my composure as long as I possibly could for this episode. because this is a mental health broadcast, it would behoove me if I did not do a mental wellness check-in with everybody. So, like I said, this is the favorite part of my episode. This is the favorite part of my show. The mental wellness check-in is always a segment where I check in with you. You know, I do a lot of talking on this show. I do a lot of talking each episode, but I want to check in with you. So if this time we're together, are you feeling really good? Are you feeling anxious? Are you having a really rough time? Do you need to reach out for support, or you don't know how to feel? Drop an emoji in the comment section and let me know on this mental wellness check-in segment. Like I just said, I've done everything I could to try to keep my composure, but because this is a mental wellness broadcast, all emotions, all feelings, anything that is on our heart is bound to come out. It's bound to be projected. I can honestly say that I'm kind of having a rough time right now. I really am. It's been a rough 2 years. And I know I've probably touched on this before, but it's been a rough 2 years. It really has. Ever since being laid off from my job, losing my job, June of 2023, in the HIV/AIDS realm, I've kind of been lost. I really have. Working in HIV/AIDS has really been an identity of mine. It's been more so an identity of mine because HIV is my identity. I am HIV positive, as everybody knows. Have been since January of 2009. And the last 2 years have really been rough. Between being lost in the sauce after losing my job in the HIV/AIDS realm 2 years ago, to my grandmother and her things that she's been dealing with, to my brother being in the hospital recently, as of last week really. He was admitted into the hospital after a very, very bad car accident. He was in critical condition in ICU the last time I checked in. This administration is frustrating. Being a black gay man living with HIV in America is really a challenge right now. Dealing with, now I might have said some things earlier in this episode, but I'm serious right now within this segment, because I'm doing everything I possibly can to hold myself together and stay afloat. I'm black, I'm gay, I'm HIV positive. I feel lost in the world a little bit. Just, slowly trying to find my way out here, and dealing with people who were once on my side at one point, and then the next minute they're not. Being confused by friendships that I once had and I don't have them anymore. Me battling my family and my sexuality. It just feels like I'm doing all of this stuff all over again. Like, I felt like me and my family were at a good place with my sexuality and my HIV status. But again, like I said earlier, because of the president and him and his hatred and his negative energy towards the LGBTQ community, I feel like A lot of my family members on both sides of my family, both my father's side and my mother's side, have really started to project a lot of negative energy and hatred towards me. I really don't have nowhere to turn to. At times, I do feel alone. I do feel lost in the world. And just don't feel like there's nowhere but down. I kid you not. I was coming home and I told myself I didn't want to go here. But there's reason why that I've been missing in action for so long, for quite some time. I don't know if I've expressed, but not only did I lose my job in 2023 in the HIV/AIDS realm, I called myself trying to shift my career field and go and work for another organization, not dealing with HIV/AIDS. And because of the president, March of 2025, I was laid off. So it's been 2.5 months that I've been out of work. And I remember the day, I'm going back to that day in April where we were going to lose the office, and I had cleaned the office out that day, and I gathered my things, and I had got into the Uber. Meanwhile, I'm getting into an Uber. I mean, I used to be a motor vehicleist. Like, I used to have a car. I don't even have that no more. I don't have a bike to ride around the neighborhood because that was stolen last year. And I'm not trying to turn this into no sob story, but if this is the mental wellness check segment, we need to go there. I got out of the Uber that day, and I was walking towards my door, and I literally felt like I hit rock bottom. And being rock bottom is not a good place to be. When you are of a certain age and you've put so much into the community, 20 years worth of blood, sweat, tears, talking in microphones to people, speaking in bullhorns, standing up for people's rights, helping people with resources and services that they couldn't navigate. I have done so much for so many people. I'm even doing this, and the viewership that I get from this is even, I feel like I'm doing so much. And for me to feel like I've hit rock bottom is not a good feeling. I got out of that vehicle and I walked towards my door, and I'm like, I have really hit rock bottom. I really have. I'm really not in a good place in my life. I'm really in a very dark place right now because I'm still trying to figure this out. I'm still trying to figure out this life. I'm still trying to figure out, why am I HIV positive? Why am I black? Why am I gay? I'm just really trying to figure out my intersectionalities, but trying to figure that out when you feel like you've hit rock bottom is a very, very bad place to feel. So if we're being honest, I really don't feel 100% myself. I haven't felt 100% myself in a while. I do put on a smile just to make the world a better place. I know you all remember the Vitamin C song from the late 90s, put a smile on your face and make the world a better place. That's what I've been doing for the longest. But sometimes this smile can be broken. Sometimes tears flow down my face. Sometimes I feel this. Sometimes I feel like I have no value. Sometimes I feel like nobody is going to pick up the phone and answer my call. Sometimes I feel like some people they're talking bad about me. I feel it in my ear. I feel my ears itching because I'm being badly talked about, and I have not done Nothing wrong to anybody. That was my Echo Dot. But I it's probably going to take a while for me to get back to my 100% self. It's probably going to take a while for me to feel like I am worthy of existing. I do feel like I am worthy of, moving forward. I know this isn't the end of the road. I know this isn't the end of my life, but I just feel like because I've been knocked so hard, the devil is just punching me and kicking me and scratching me. And I feel like I can't get away from him to save my life. Like, it's really a daunting time for me right now. I know that there's light on the other end of the tunnel. I know this. I know that things are gonna look up for me. I'm doing really good keeping my composure on this show. I really am. This is probably my Scorpio, because I don't like to cry on camera, but I'm doing the best I can to like keep my, because I know it's going to get better. I know God did not lead me this far to leave me here, just bare in the middle of nowhere. Because that's why I feel. I feel like I'm in the middle of a field and I don't know where it's left, where it's right, where it's up, where it's down, how to get back to civilization. That's how I feel right now. I'm feeling like I'm living in the twilight zone and I don't really know how to get through this maze. It's really, really hard. It's a really, really bad time for me. But I'm just here to say that there is light at the end of the tunnel. I know a lot of you are probably not in your best selves like myself, but we must keep going. This train has not stopped. We must keep it moving. We must. There's really nothing more to say. It's like if you are in dire need of serious help, there are therapists that are available to talk. If you want to talk to me, I'm here. If you want to connect with me, that will probably make me feel much better. If I do have somebody who is like-minded like myself and we could just break bread together or just have a conversation together. But right now, it's really bad. It's a really bad time. People's attitudes are all over the place. Family units are not what they used to be. Holidays aren't celebrated the way they used to. It's just really bad. But I'll get better. I will. I will get better. I'm not going to say that I'm done crying tears. I'm not going to cry because I might end up shedding some tears as soon as this broadcast is over. But just know that I'm here. I'm standing firm. I'm trying to do the best I can in this lifetime like you are. And do know that if I'm still here and I'm still fighting for another day, that means you got to continue to fight for another day with me. I can't go through this alone. We have to go through this together. So, yes, please let me know how you are feeling in the comment section below. I know I'm probably going to get a multitude of different responses, but I'm here for you. If you really, really want to talk, please connect with me. Email me, call me, FaceTime, text message, it doesn't matter. Just please connect with me. Let me know that you're okay, and I'll definitely let you know the same. I need to move on from the mental wellness check segment before I really do shed some tears. As I've stated, June is Black Music Month. June is also Pride Month. So, in honor of Black Music Month and Pride Month together, I did want to recognize 4 different artists who are all queer. They're openly Black and openly queer. At one point in my life, there was a little boy, myself, who would always watch television, commercials included, and would be looking for an image on the television like me, or somebody who I could listen to on the radio who's just like me. And I never found anybody who was openly Black and gay and just happy with their lives as a Black gay man. Until time progressed and I got older, I started seeing more images on television who are like me. I started hearing more music on the radio who is music that I would listen to from artists who are like myself. So, in honor of Black Music Month and Pride Month, I would love to recognize these 4 individuals who I listen to all 4 of them. They are all amazing Black and brown artists. They really are. They are artists that deserve their flowers, and I don't mind giving them their flowers. Going clockwise, what direction are we going? This way? Are we going this way? Okay. So this is Destin Conrad. This is Duran Bernard. This is Lil Nas. Everybody knows. This is Warren Dumas. All 4 of these brown, melanated individuals are all openly gay, and they're all artists. They all are music artists that most people know Lil Nas X. A lot of people are hating on him, but I mean, he's comfortable in his skin. He's unapologetically Black and gay, as are the other 3 artists on this screen. And I just want to give them their flowers while I still have breath in my body and I can still do so. So, to Destin Conrad, to Warren Dumas, to Duran Bernard, and to Lil Nas X, I give you kudos during this glorious Pride Month. And while it's Black Music Month, I will be listening to all 4 of you during the course of this month, because all 4 of you are individuals that I wholeheartedly support and that I cannot wait to interview in the future of Your Mental Health Matters, because everybody goes through mental health, including these 4 individuals. And I would love to have one-on-one conversations with each and every last one of these individuals. Uh-oh. Who fell? I didn't knock my minion over. I'm sorry. See, I was about to cry, but see, looking at that minion that I have sitting on my right here, he just cheered me up just that fast. It's just the little things. But these 4 individuals, I cannot wait to have my moment to interview. I want to do formal interviews with these 4 individuals, and I want to delve into their individual mental health. I know, being an artist, a Black, queer, openly queer artist in today's music industry, in today's America, I know it's very, very just, it makes you want to pull your hair out. It's very, very just cold and chaotic right now for people like us. But I commend these 4 because they keep going. They have not been canceled. They have not decided to cancel their music careers, and they're going to continue putting out music that I know and love, and that you all can grow to know and love. Like, for real. Like, take your time. If you have not listened to any of these 4 artists, go on Apple Music, go on Spotify, go on YouTube Music. Destin Conrad, Duran Bernard, Lil Nas X, Warren Dumas. Please look up these artists. Please support these artists. Please. I beg you. because they put out amazing music. So, Black Music Month, Pride Month, all in one. I love all four of you. I cannot wait until I have the opportunity to interview you four. And that's what the future holds. We're going to see what the future holds. We'll see what the future holds. This is why I don't like drinking stuff. And then dripped on my paper. But it's okay. Moving swiftly along with the episode, I did not have the opportunity. I did say Happy Pride Month, and by the way, I know you noticed the purple highlight, the purple backlight behind my monitor. I did say happy birthday to Prince on June 7th. You all do know that Prince's birthday was the same day as my Golden Valley Pride episode. I do believe I did say happy birthday, Prince, while live on that episode as I was walking to the Golden Valley Pride Festival. But just in case I did not, happy birthday, happy belated heavenly birthday to none other than Prince Rogers Nelson. Since it's Black Music Month, Prince Rogers Nelson, happy belated heavenly birthday. Just in case I didn't say it to you on the 7th, here's your purple light. I have your purple light around me here in this episode. So, because I was not able to talk about Pride Month too much and what it means to me, and also HIV Long-Term Survivors Awareness Day, which was on June 5th, I wasn't able to talk about neither one of these occurrences. I did want to make sure that I made mention of both of these in today's episode before June is over. So, happy Pride Month. To those of you who are HIV positive and have been living with it for longer than 10 years like myself, I'm sorry that I did not recognize HIV Long-Term Survivors Awareness Day on June 5th, but happy HIV Long-Term Survivors Awareness Day to you all as well. I am proud to be Black, gay, and HIV positive. In America, Beyonce did say America got a problem. So America has a problem. And they do. I almost said I love being Black, gay, and HIV positive in America, but then that would counteract what I just said a few moments ago. Because America is not a good place right now. And being Black, gay, and HIV positive in America is really... Ooh. So, being Black, gay, and HIV positive right now, because I can do this on YouTube and have a successful YouTube channel and have a successful YouTube show, I feel good about this. But it's scary to be on a bullhorn like I used to be 10, 15 years ago. It's daunting and scary and kind of nerve-wracking to be on a bullhorn or a microphone around a crowd of people right now. Now, 10 years ago, I would have been on the Capitol steps on a bullhorn shouting for our rights and privileges in a different era. Because I think 10 years ago was Obama. So it was safe to do this. I think, 10 years ago, it was the tail end of Obama's. But we were still in the Obama administration. We were still in the Obama era. So it was safe to be on a bullhorn on the Capitol steps 10 years ago. But right now, it's scary. It's very daunting to be Black, gay, and HIV positive, living in America, trying to still speak the gospel and preach the word like I'm doing now, but on a public platform, like the Capitol steps or City Hall. My grandmother tells me every day, be careful, DeAndre. When you go out, be careful. Don't talk about certain topics in public or on your show because it's a scary time right now, DeAndre. So I do appreciate my grandmother actually not only loving me for the person that I am, the individual that I am, but for also just making me aware. Yes, this is a show that makes you mentally aware, but I also need to be made aware of some things too. So my grandmother always has been my guiding light. She's always been my guardian angel, and I'm going to continue looking to her for that northern star. That North Star, she's always my North Star. Anytime I need to find my way back, I need to look to her. Now, being black and gay and HIV positive, she can help me be black in America. And I appreciate her for that. But I can only expect her to do so much. You know, older black woman, come from an era where HIV and gay was really not heard of. For her to have come from the era and the generation that she's come from, and for her to be behind me 120% like she is, that speaks a lot about her character and it speaks volumes about who she is. So I really appreciate my grandmother for allowing me to talk about things like Pride Month and HIV Long-Term Survivors Awareness Day on a public platform like this, and never shunning me. Never having private conversations behind my back like some family members that I can name on this broadcast. But I'm going to keep my composure. You know, there are certain family members in my family that will get on the phone and talk to their friends about their gay son or their gay nephew, gay cousin, gay brother. It's getting old. You know, gay has been around forever. This trope of you all getting on the phone and talking about your gay family members or your gay friends behind their back, it's getting old. It really is. So, we need to make sure, allies, I'm talking to you. I'm not talking to non-supporters. I'm talking to my allies right now, since we're in Pride Month. Please support us more than just for the month of June. Please be our allies 12 months out of the year. June is not the only time you're supposed to be nice to LGBTQ plus people. We exist every single day out of the year, not just the month of June. So please support us in whatever feat or whatever challenge or whatever obstacle that is upon our way. Please support us and be our allies 12 months out of the year, not just one. That's why I had to ask myself, is it Pride Month? Because June is Pride Month. In the books, in the Constitution, by law, June is Pride Month. Thank you, Bill Clinton, for initiating it, and thank you, Barack Obama, for magnifying it to 100% magnification. We still celebrate Pride Month in the month of June. But come July 1st, we still need your support. So it's very important for my allies, my supporters, my galvanizers, my line dancers, everybody with fans, everybody needs to support your LGBTQ community. Support your local gay bars. Support your local gay clubs. Give them some type of love. Give them some financial support. Give them a donation. Come to a gay bar or a gay club and say, hey, I'm not gay. I know you are, but I'm here to tell you that I love you. And I don't just love you in the month of June, I love you every month outside of this month. I love this month. I really do. I really love that Bill Clinton and Barack Obama was able to magnify and put us under a microscope and make us like 100 proof. We do exist in the world. We do exist around this globe. We need a month. We need time for us to celebrate. We need time for us to be who we are and love who we want to love and celebrate the way we want to celebrate and be liberated the way we want to be liberated. Give us our flowers as LGBTQ people. It is very important. I think I'm going to give a history lesson on Saturday. I might have given a history lesson last year during Pride Month, but I think I'm going to give a history lesson come Saturday about Pride Month and about Juneteenth and about HIV Long-Term Survivors Awareness Day. Today, I just wanted to bring awareness. Saturday, I'm going to go into a history lesson and talk about why these observances exist and why they are so pertinent to the value and to the moral of us as people. But how I feel about Pride Month thus far, I think my facial expressions and my body language is telling you how I feel about Pride Month. Of course I'm excited that June is Pride Month. Of course I'm excited that we have 1 month out of a 12-month year to celebrate us as LGBTQ plus people. Pride Month 2025, I promise you this isn't a cocktail. This is just regular lemonade. Kudos to Minute Maid Lemonade. Yes, I do drink like a rich, wealthy Caucasian. I drink my lemonade out of a wine tumbler, yes. But if we continue to see this downfall in this administration as it relates to the LGBTQ plus community, in my Whoopi Goldberg voice, we in danger, girl. We really are. We are really in danger if this is going to persist the next 3 years. Because may I remind you all, this a reminder that this is year number 1 of this. We still got 3 more years of this term under this administration. And he's done this much damage in 1 year. Nope, take that back. In 6 months. Because January to June is 6 months. It ain't even been a full year yet. So I am astounded. I would not be surprised or shocked by whatever 2026 gives. Because 2025 has already been what it is. 2026 might not be no better. But one thing I know about us as LGBTQ plus people, we are very resilient. We are very poignant about things that we believe in. And we're very stern. Yeah. A gay person threw the first brick. A LGBTQ person threw the first brick. Of course they did. But I'm going to give that history lesson this Saturday. So tune in this Saturday. I think this Saturday is going to be a history lesson. 3 lessons I'm going to give. I'm going to give a history lesson on Juneteenth. I'm going to give a history lesson on Pride Month and how I derived. And I'm going to give a history lesson on, well, 4 history lessons. Black Music Month as well. And I also want to give a history lesson on HIV Long-Term Survivors Awareness Day. So 4 lessons on Saturday. I've already made up my mind on what I'm going to do this Saturday because I want to move on and process with this episode. But I really, really, I'm proud. I love being gay. Oh, yeah. Last Saturday was Flag Day. June 14th was Flag Day. This is the flag I'm waving right here. Hold on, let me wave another one. Let me wave me another flag. These are the flags I'm waving because I forgot to mention Flag Day was June 14th, which was last Saturday. These are the flags I'm waving right now. I won't say no more than that. These are my flags I'm waving right now. Happy Flag Day as of last Saturday. I'm proud to be a gay black man with HIV, well, black gay man. It's very important. When it comes to identity, and that's going to be another episode too. When it comes to identity, it's very important how you list your adjectives when you present yourself. I'm not a gay black man, or I'm not somebody living with HIV who's gay and black. I'm a black gay man who lives with HIV. I present myself like that. And it's very important to present yourself with the correct adjectives in the correct order. I don't know why I'm waving this flag like this. Maybe I am that proud. Maybe I am proud. But, yeah, being a black gay man in America, being gay in America, period, is very, it's like we're blindsided right now. We're walking with no eyes to see and no hands to feel. This is basically how we're feeling out here right now. Take a blindfold, cover my eyes, and then take all the feeling away from my fingertips. That's how I'm maneuvering as a gay man in this world right now. Blind and can't see, can't touch, can't feel love. It's just really, really an interesting time right now. But I'm going to celebrate Pride Month for what it is, because Pride Month is still on the books as June is Pride Month. So, and because I want to talk about Pride Month, I literally just finished watching this again. I seen it last year when it came out, Defining Moments with Ozzy, the Dominique Jackson story, aka Electra Abundance from Pose. That's where everybody, mainstream people know her in her mainstream role as Electra Abundance from Pose. I know her as Dominique Jackson. I actually got to meet her. How many years ago was that? Was that 3 years ago? 4 years ago? When I went to Kansas City for their gay pride and I was able to meet her, get a picture with her, actually sit in on a very imperative conversation that she was having with the audience. And I was like, this woman is just remarkable. So not only did I get a chance to meet her and converse with her a little bit after the discussion, but she has, she has a Hulu original. You can find it on Hulu. I actually found this on YouTube, but it's on Hulu. The series is called Defining Moments. Just search for Dominique Jackson. Defining Moments with Ozzy. The Ozzy Network. Dominique Jackson, which is her name. And I had to watch it again today before this episode because I had to be reminded of how resilient a people we are. How pertinent, how important it is for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, two-spirited individuals, queer, asexual individuals, pansexual individuals how important we are as a people in this country. I watched this episode with Dominique Jackson and had to be reminded first of how stunning she is, because this girl, she is so stunning. But secondly, just how her voice projects to the masses and how we pick up what she's putting down out there as a LGBTQ people. So I really, really encourage you all to watch this particular episode of Defining Moments with Ozzy. Find it on Hulu. It is free. You don't need the live TV subscription. It's on Hulu. I think I might watch another Defining Moment episode after this. And look up Dominique Jackson. Watch this episode. Be engulfed in gay culture. Be engulfed in pride culture. Get to know Dominique Jackson for the individual that she is. And the individual that I grew to love and that I know personally. So, again, Defining Moments with Ozzy, the Dominique Jackson story. Look it up on Hulu after this episode. Don't do it now. Y'all see my screen? I wish I had enough time. I could do a full hour episode on this alone. And how this right here changed my adulthood. Now, it's one thing to be a gay black boy, like a black gay boy. But it's another thing to be a black gay man. Now, it's cute to be black gay boy and jumping rope, and which I can still do real good. I can't wait for the Double Dutch competition this Saturday at the Juneteenth cookout with my red Kool-Aid in hand. But me becoming a man and trying to figure out black gay culture and me navigating black gay relationships with other black gay men, and how am I supposed to fit in with this black gay circle, or how am I supposed to fit in with this black gay individual? This show right here, quintessential for its time. It came out in the early 2000s, and it was still quintessential for its time. You would think it would have came out in 1981. This came out in 2000, like 2008, 2009, and it still was quintessential for its time. And it's still around. As it says, what it say up here, the groundbreaking franchise is expecting. And it's going to be on Showtime and Paramount Plus. Again, kudos to, you know what, I got to add that in my notes. Kudos to Patrick Ian Polk. I know his story and him trying to peddle his story around to different networks, different people, different places, and they was just turning them down because it was just too out there. It was way too out there. And Patrick Ian Polk had such a hard time trying to land this. So when Logo premiered in 2008, he had the prime location. But as soon as Logo dissolved, it was like, what now? Because I don't have my network anymore, but I still want to write black gay characters. I still want to talk about gay culture, but these networks are not having it. NBC is not having it. ABC is not having it. Bravo isn't having it. They're not having it. They don't want me to talk about my gay stories. They don't want me to bring my gay lens to network television. But this, I might have a watch party because it premieres on Friday. I might have a watch party here. I might do a little watch party and then report to you the next day, because I am having an episode the next day after this about this. Because Noah's Ark, baby, if I could write a dissertation on Noah's Ark, it would be a cute little 300-pager on why this franchise changed my black gay life. And I will break it down as to every aspect of my black gay life this affected. But I say all that to say June 20th, this Friday, June 20th, Noah's Ark has another installment coming out. So now there's Noah's Ark Season 1, Noah's Ark Season 2, Jumping the Broom, and I'm assuming that Noah's Ark, the movie, they're still married because it's a continuation of Jumping the Broom. So these two got married in Jumping the Broom, and now they're expecting. So these are all stories that affect my black gay life. Of course I want to marry my black Prince Charming one day. Of course I want to adopt a baby with my husband. Of course I want to move into the nice house with the picket fence with my husband. These are stories, black gay stories, that Patrick Ian Polk told through a Skinny Black Boy Productions lens. And look at where we are now. Although I will say, Ricky and Alex, y'all got a lot of foundation on for this promo. Y'all have all aged very well, but don't put too much foundation on. Don't put too much of the makeup on. But you know, I'm just a bystander that's just sitting on the couch watching this. But yes, I need to I've already said a mouthful in this episode, but I need to talk about this show. Remind me, somebody, do an episode on this show. I might do it before the month is out, because I will be doing another episode, 2 more episodes before the month is out, maybe 3. But I would like to talk more about the Noah's Ark franchise. I love it. I love that they are expecting their child, and that Alex, Ricky, and Chance are back there to support. So, yeah. See, just earlier in the episode, I was on the verge of tears. But I see this poster on my screen right now, and I done just lit back up like a Christmas tree, because this show here, baby, I'm just because there's so much I could say about Noah's Ark. But one thing I will say, Paramount Plus, June 20th, it will be premiering this Friday, June 20th. I might do a watch party at my house. I put together a last-minute watch party at my house. We'll come back and discuss it on this platform. I really want to discuss this because I did attend a conference last week. It was 4 days long. It was from Tuesday, June 10th to Friday, June 13th. I attended each day. I absorbed so much. I really just want to give cliff notes of this conference. It was the 2025 Minnesota Statewide Conference on HIV, sponsored in part by the University of Minnesota and other sponsoring organizations. What do I have here? The first thing I want to do before I continue is I want to give Patrick Ingram a round of applause. I know you might not be watching this episode right now, Patrick, but you're going to come across this episode eventually in your lifetime. That's the beauty of YouTube. Because you'll come across it in like 30 days, 60 days from now, it'll still be here. Patrick Ingram. I'm looking in the camera when I say this. You have been the most amazing, remarkable, outstanding individual in the community here in Minnesota. So much have been thrown towards your way. I know. We've had private conversations. I know what's been thrown on your path. I know that you've been hit with bricks. You've been hit with sticks. You've been hit with water on the path. A girl threw marbles on your path and you slipped and tripped. You have really been catching it within these last few years. Ever since I've been laid off, way before that, you've been catching it. But to know that you are still in it and you were able to pull this off, you actually not only planned it, but you did so good managing it the entire week. I have to give you another round of applause. I give credit where credit is due. And plus, he's openly gay. So, with this being Pride Month, why not give my fellow LGBTQ people their flowers? As you notice, most of the people that I gave flowers to in this episode have been LGBTQ. From the cast of Noah's Ark, to Dominique Jackson being trans, to B&M Entertainment being a married gay couple. I have really been doing my best giving my LGBTQ plus people, individuals, their flowers. And Patrick Ingram, you are no different. I put you on the same level as Beyonce. I'm going to put you up there. And I rarely put people up on the same level as Beyonce. Up here. But I'm going to put you up there because, I mean, I'm trying to do my best to give cliff notes of what I absorbed in this conference, but everything that I saw, from the food to the venue, the hotel that was used, to the rooms, to the temperature of the rooms, to the speakers, to the presentations, to the design your own name badge center, to the everything. Everything was pitch perfect, in my opinion. I don't care what nobody else is saying. I'm talking about what DeAndre Morris Jr. is saying. And I say it was swell. It was outstanding. So kudos to you one more time, Patrick Ingram, for putting on such an amazing week-long conference. It was great for learning and networking. My purpose for being there, like I just expressed, I'm not in the field anymore. I was laid off from my job 2 years ago in HIV/AIDS. Started another one at another organization. Was laid off from that organization back in March, thanks to y'all president. So right now, like I say, I just been lost and trying to ease on down the road and trying to find my way back. But attending that conference was very good for absorbing the information that I need as a individual living with HIV in this country. It's 2025. We are really in danger when it comes to this HIV stuff, because a lot of things have been dismantled or been cut down in half. And money and funding has been taken out of HIV services, organization, programming, and networking, that we really have to be super creative when it comes to HIV strategy and the HIV strategy for the U.S. to even move forward with a plan of action. So that's why I had to give Patrick Ingram his kudos, because it's hard to pull off HIV conferences statewide now. But he was able to do it. So hopefully we can see that annually. But because of this administration, who knows? I just want to see it come back next year and the year after that and the year after that. But my two purposes was there to learn and to network. I do want to get back into the HIV/AIDS realm, which is another reason why I'm highlighting this conference, because before this conference, I was really lost. I was like, forget this HIV/AIDS thing. I've been doing it for 20 years. Maybe it's time for me to change and find something else to do. But the week-long conference I went to, I'm like, you know what? I'm reactivated again. I want to get back into the HIV/AIDS realm. I don't care where it's at. It could be with youth. It could be on the academic level. It could be at the government level. It could be at the library. Me having story time with gay children and like LGBTQ children, and I'm reading, LGBTQ stories to them. I don't care. I just need to get back in the fold of HIV/AIDS work, which is why I'm sitting here with the U=U t-shirt on and talking about the statewide conference on HIV, because this is my calling. This is what I do. But I know because of the HIV strategy being dismantled, I have to become more attractive than just the HIV guy. I have to do more than just HIV talk. I got to talk about mental health. I got to talk about STDs. I got to talk about smoking cessation. I got to talk about everything. Mental illness, opioid addiction, drug use. I have to talk about more than just HIV. Because HIV, it seems like the conversation is dissipating. And I can't let that happen. So, I was really pleased with everything that I learned. An overview of the conference in my own words. It was a very great learning opportunity. It was 4 days worth of different organizations and entities and companies coming together in one space to host different sessions and plenaries and workshops talking about different things. I learned everything from housing to the 340B pharmacy program that provides my HIV drugs every month, to a topic that I want to talk a little bit about, and I hope I have enough time to talk about it just a little bit. HIV in the church. HIV, black, and in the church. I kind of want to touch on that because I got the notes from that session right here. Housing, I think I said that already. Self-image, identity, the state of HIV positive individuals now, because the conference ended with the panel discussion of HIV positive individuals and how they're feeling about the future of HIV strategy in healthcare. I learned everything. It was so much knowledge. I even went to a session of a guy who actually does the same thing I do on YouTube, but in a different manner. His presentation style is totally different from what I do. Mine is a talk show, kind of like Wendy Williams, Donahue, Montel Williams, Sally Jesse Raphael style. He's kind of like hits from the street, like kind of I'm finna hit the street and I'm gonna talk to some people style. And whatever style works for you. At the end of the day, as long as the message that you're putting on YouTube is getting to the masses, it doesn't matter what you're talking about or how you project it, as long as it's projecting to some people that's picking up what you're putting down. That's all that matters. I know it's some people out there that's watching this that don't really care for my presentation style, but I love it, and I do have a host of audience members who love it as well. I have a plethora of people, family, friends, and loved ones who tune into this every week who really loves my show. But then there are haters in the background like, oh child, he's so extra. He doing too much on this camera. He doing too much on this show. Good. Because one apple that falls from the tree don't mean that the whole tree have to be chopped down. Hello, somebody. As I wet my whistle. Yes, I had to move my bang. But the takeaway, so yes, that's my overview. I went to several sessions, learned a lot. There were sessions, hold on, let me give you, because I did tell you the sessions that I went to, but I got some more notes here, and I'm going to give you some session names, some of the session names that were held during the week of the conference. Some sessions include HIV and aging, navigating intersectionality in research, clinical practice, and policy institute, empowering peer experts in the workplace, the elephant in the room, tackling the toughest HIV policy questions, which was really good. I was there. They were asking the questions that needed to be asked. They don't want me to ask no questions. Don't give me no microphone in a room full of people, because I'm going to make some people mad in this room. what I tell you all this year. I'm telling the truth and I'm shaming the devil this year. Everything coming out of my mouth is going to be telling the truth. Because it's a lot of things that I'm noticing in some people that need to be told about themselves. But that's either here nor there. One session I went to where I learned the term self-silencing. Kudos to my girl Kamaria Laffrey for introducing me to the term self-silencing, which stands for people who come into a room or come into a space and they silence themselves because they feel like their voice is not valuable enough. Their voice is not loud enough. Their voice don't need to be heard. So they come into certain spaces and black people are so good at that. We love to come into the room or come onto the bus and sit at the back of the bus with Rosa Parks, or come into the room and sit in the back. And we black folks, we like to look at each other like, well, I guess I don't really belong in here. I'm going to just sit in the back and be quiet and listen. One thing that my girl told me, Kamaria, self-silencing is more detrimental than using your voice. Much more detrimental. So, kudos to Kamaria Laffrey. I really do appreciate her introducing me to that term, but her session was titled, At the Table, on the Menu, and Under the Bus. Are Black local health department employees psychologically safe? And then I had to joke with her at the end of this session. I said, I read the title of this session and I had to come in here because I didn't know if I was on the table, on the menu, or under the bus. And then I further joked with her and said, because, bitch, if I was on the menu, I'm at market rate price. And you know menu items that got that market price vibe, the price ain't even listed. So if I'm on the menu, you ain't gonna know how much I cost because the price is not even listed. But at the crossroads, the current state of transgender and gender-affirming healthcare and policy in the U.S., that was a panel discussion. I sat in on that. That was very great. Hot topics in HIV policies and advocacy. Sacred and Seen. That's the one I kind of want to talk about a little bit today. A call for inclusion and health equity in faith-based responses to the HIV in the Black church and communities of faith. Now that's a mouthful, but that was the most pertinent session out of all the sessions I went to, because I too am in a faith-based organization and I'm in the church. Now recently I took myself off ministries because of what I've been going through, but I'm still in the church and this was very important to discuss. So as you can see, there were a lot of different topics of discussion that was discussed. And my overall takeaway from the conference, well, before I go there, let me just briefly talk about the Sacred and Seen session that I went to. Just want to briefly just mention a few pointers, a few takeaways that I got from that particular session. And then I'll get into the takeaways that I got from the entire conference. Now, the presenter did pass out a handout sheet. It's like a fact sheet, a glossary of terms, This was, it was, when I tell you it was very well put together, this conference was very well put together. I will say that. And I'm looking forward to the next one. So he gave, the presenter in this particular session gave an overview of what HIV is. HIV isn't transmitted, HIV is transmitted through blood, semen, vaginal fluids, rectal fluids, and breast milk, which that's all still true. It is not transmitted through casual contact, hugging, kissing, or sharing food. HIV testing is the only way to know your status. Then at the bottom, it says U equals U, equals undetectable, equals untransmittable. Individuals on effective HIV treatment with an undetectable viral load cannot transmit HIV sexually. As I continue to wear my t-shirt. Look at me. Then the presenter had a glossary of terms like affirming, LGBTQ+, stigma, grace, welcoming church. He had some faith-based action plans. Step 1 was identify your vision. Step 2 was engage church leadership. Step 3 was take action. Step 4 was evaluate and sustain. That was a faith-based action plan template on being inclusive and initiating inclusion when it comes to HIV in the church and HIV conversations in the church. Then it concluded with some local and online support resources. This handout I can send to you. I can copy and send it to you front and back if you want it. I'm not a gatekeeper. That's one thing I would never be, is a gatekeeper. I don't know how to be a gatekeeper. If I was a gatekeeper, I wouldn't be doing this. I wouldn't have a YouTube channel like this if I was a gatekeeper. So with that said, if you want any of this information that I just read off, I just wanted to do it real short and sweet. Kudos to Sabrina Carpenter. But I really just wanted to be short and sweet and just give you a Cliff Notes version of what the Sacred and Seen session was at the conference last week. So again, email me, ymhmsma@gmail.com if you want me to send you this. I will send you this front and back to where you'll have a fact sheet and a action plan sheet on how to move forward with having these health-related HIV conversations with your church members. The overall takeaway, what was the overall takeaway of this conference? Well, this. That was my overall takeaway. This is Kamaria, the girl that I mentioned, Kamaria Laffrey, who had introduced me to the term self-silencing. This is her right here. This is my baby. I've known him quite some time. He probably doesn't remember the year that we met, but I've known him about 15, 20 years since I've been doing the work. This is Robert Suttle. You've probably heard his name and seen his face. He was recently interviewed by Dr. Drew. Yes, that Dr. Drew, the mental health therapist, Dr. Drew Pinsky. Yes, he did an episode with Dr. Drew last week. When I saw that, I was like, how can I be down? I have a voice too. It's time for me to be on an international level. So that's what I've been working on behind closed doors. But yes, I was able to get this picture in my nice little bow tie at the conference last week. This is my POL photo, my proof of life. You know, you got to do this so you can let people know that you ain't lying about shit. Excuse my language. You know, I can get on here and talk all day, every day about knowing all these people. And I know Kamaria, I know Robert Suttle. But then the next question after that is, well, do you got a picture with them? Yes, I do. And do. So, I'm very well known. I've taken pictures with so many prominent HIV advocates over the last 20 years. I had enough photos to fill this whole, to talk about a different photo every episode for the rest of the year. I've met so many people. But their session was the hot topics in HIV policy. So I'm glad that I was able to get this photo. I've adored him for so long. I'm starting to follow her now. I love the work that she's doing, not only within HIV, but for black women. Kudos to, you know what? Random thought. Kudos to black women. I was raised by two powerful, very strong black women. I go up for black women. So kudos to black women, especially within this administration in this country. Kudos to black women right now, because black women are really holding the brunt of this work right now. So kudos to you, Kamaria and Robert, and person in the middle that I've never met before. But my overall takeaway, not only was this photo, because this kind of, it put a smile on my face, as you can see, but the work still needs to be done. That is the overall takeaway that I took from this conference in my own words. The work still needs to be done. Yes, it was a lot of information that we absorbed during that conference last week. A lot. From funding, to housing, to homelessness, to everything. But at the end of the day, the takeaway, the major takeaway from this entire 4-day conference, the work still needs to be done. If we all quit, if people like Robert Suttle and Kamaria Laffrey just quit their jobs, if I quit the vision and the mission in HIV work, if Dominique Jackson quit her advocacy, if Richard quit if he quit his advocacy, if everybody, all the names that I could call out, if they all quit their advocacy and their work today, where would we be? We need to stay in this. We need to stay in this fight. I've reactivated. I think I want to get back in HIV/AIDS, but at a different caliber. Because eventually, I'm going to be owning my own shit. Because I'm tired of working for somebody else and then praying and hoping that the contract lasts. No, I need to be working for my own self. The next organization that I step foot in, I need to be trying to work my way up to director level, executive director level, so I can have job security, so I can have sustainability, because the work still needs to be done. People still need to be housed. Transgender and gender affirming care still needs to be done. HIV advocacy needs to be done. People need to be on their crusades to put HIV healthcare information in the church and in faith-based organizations. That work does not need to stop. We need to continue going, people. So that's why I've been activated in my t-shirt and my red hair. And ready, fired up and ready to go, as they would say. So, yes. That's enough about the conference. I really did appreciate not only being invited, but God enabling me to have limbs to actually go there every single day last week. So thank you, God. Thank you, Patrick. Thank you, University of Minnesota. Thank you, Minnesota Department of Health. Thank you, Minnesota Department of Human Services. Thank you, SAGE organization. And thank you, Youth and AIDS Projects. Thank you to the multitude of organizations that came together to make sure that this conference worked. So kudos to everybody who was a part of that. I know this has been a long episode, but I'm getting ready to bring this on home. I'm getting ready to wrap this on up. Self-care management. I didn't do one last time when I was on my way to Golden Valley Pride on June 7th, but I will do one today, because between March and now, I'm a little fed up. And you know my self-care management segment, for those of you who are joining me who are not familiar with the segments of my show, instead of pet peeves, I just say self-care management because I have a problem, but I also have a solution as well. So, yes. I'm paying attention to these lights on my camera. I'm sorry. But I'm bringing this on home. So my problem of the week is, and this is the reason, this is kind of the reason, I'm going to just go ahead and be transparent. This is my self-care management. My problem of this week is the reason why I'm using my platform, my show, to give flowers to certain people. Because I cannot stand, and now we're getting into the problem. I cannot stand people who I text a long text message to. I might text somebody and give them their flowers in a text message, or say thank you, or simply happy Wednesday so-and-so. This is just a wellness check. I'm just checking in on you to see how everything is. Just hit me back and let me know how you doing. And then follow it up with thanks. Oh my gosh. That is like nails on a chalkboard to me. My undergrad is in corporate communications, and I pride myself on communication. I cannot stand writing a full text message and then getting a thanks after that. Which is the reason why I had to give certain people their flowers on this episode. Because if I write it in a message and I get a thanks in return, I'm going to be pissed the fuck off. Excuse my language. As I wet my whistle. I can't deal with it. If I find the time to talk to you and communicate with you and break bread with you, the least you could do is find time to communicate back with me. But one-word messages are they're really starting to become a figment of my imagination and a thing of the past, because we all need to learn how to communicate a little better. If that's my problem, my solution is just minimize my time and my energy towards people who don't really want to communicate with me. If you are the one-word message person, you won't get too many messages or phone calls from me, because I know you know how to say more than that. If I was Ed McMahon with a lot of money on the other end, you have a whole paragraph to say to me in a text message. But because I'm just DeAndre, I get a, oh, hey. No, don't brush me off. Communicate with me like my name was Ed McMahon or Beyonce Knowles Carter. That's all. That's it. That's all. I can't deal with it. I don't know if you can see that real well, but I decided to choose a different poster as my This a Reminder. So we've come to the end of our episode, and this episode has been sponsored in part by my red hair. But no, seriously, the next episode is Saturday, June 21st at 12 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time, where I will be giving a history lesson on several topics, several observances on the calendar. I need to let you all know why those observances are in existence on our calendar. So, Saturday, June 21st at 12 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm going to try to shorten this episode. I don't know what just happened, but I think I bleeped out. I think that's a sign telling me I need to wrap it on up. So yes, this Saturday, June 21st, 12 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time, next episode of Your Mental Health Matters, Staying Mentally Aware. I love you all. I really do, for spending 114 minutes with me. That equates to almost 2 hours of an episode. I had a lot to discuss, though. I promise I won't be 2 hours long on the next episodes to come. So, with that said, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. But you know I can't leave without giving you my closing gem. And this week's closing gem was actually going to be something different. But because I talked a little bit about the Minnesota Statewide Conference on HIV that took place last week, my closing gem has changed. And it's simply, if you know someone who is living with HIV, give that person a little more value than you usually would. And that's coming from me. Those are my words. I'm a person living with HIV. I have not been valued or been seen as valuable or has been seen as my life matters lately because I'm HIV positive. But give us some value. Give us some grace. We as HIV positive individuals are doing the very best we can in this administration. We really are. With him dismantling things in the HIV strategy, how can we as people feel valuable or worthy as HIV positive individuals when everything is going to shit for us? Please give a little more grace and a little more value to people around you that you know are HIV positive, including myself. I'm patting myself on the back for even just being here and being existent, you know? With that said, thank you for joining me for another episode of Your Mental Health Matters, staying mentally aware. Always remember, protect your peace by any means necessary. Do nothing without intention. And always remember that undetectable means untransmittable. You equals you. I love you all for watching. Thank you all so much. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Join me back here this Saturday. I gotta go find something to eat. I gotta finish laundry. I love you all. Bye.